Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Morning Gardener. I'm here on this beautiful Saturday night, and this is me just coming in late because had a couple things go on. One, the internet was out for a while. It took me a while to get that all straightened out. But I think I did. Another thing is uh, been working on some things around the house, cutting grass, checking out the items on my property. And also, I went to my neighbor's house and I got some vegetables out of his yard, but we'll get to that. It was I just want to see how he was doing in his endeavors and everything. Basically, he neglected his garden. He left it to go to, you know, basically fertilizer. But a lot of things that we have growing in the spring and summer, especially our weeds and our grasses and things of that nature, those items actually will grow from the ground without any of our, help or anything. And once the weather changes and those weeds and grass die back, they lay on the surface and they feed the property or the ground. They feed the soil, the biology, if you will. And I think that that's a very important thing to understand when it comes to nature is that it really doesn't need us to do anything to grow what is there. Now, this here is an apple. Hope you can see that. This is an apple that is from my one of my trees. Now, I bought Granny Smith, Honeycrisp, and a Fuji. This doesn't look like what I bought. It's a rough kind of skin on it. It's kind of tacky, and so we got that. This apple one. Here's I think there's another one. Same off the same tree. And I don't want to taste these online because I don't know what they taste like. But the first year for this apple tree, and I don't know what this is. This might be a type of apple that grows like this. So that's interesting, and it's ripe and everything. It's ripe, and I might save one for the old lady. I might save one for her. I think I will. My neighbor gave me this today, and it's cucumber. This is what he grew. He's very proud of it, and I don't blame him because it's still edible. You can still eat it and everything. So it's not the biggest one. It's not the smallest one. It is a cucumber. Now he gave me this because he said, "Hey, look what I grew. Take a look at it and tell me what you think." And I said, "Okay, this is a cucumber, and this cucumber is from your property." Now he uses what fertilizer does he use? Because he doesn't use it in my ideas. He don't use it in my ideas. He says, "No, I'm supposed to go to the store and get it. I don't want to make fertilizers and things like that." But this is what he got from he said it was an organic fertilizer. I don't know what brand name it is. Basically, a lot of them are all the same. Just a waste from the farming industry. They ground it up and they make it into pellets or whatever they want to do with it. And this is what he got. Now, for my property, uh, my cucumbers are like this. And so he looked at that, and I said, "Well, it's just what I'm feeding them." But I said, "What I'm feeding these cucumbers, which I said I would talk to you about today. I'm going to tell you what I'm using. These just got big. I mean, and then I had another one here that did the same thing. But it's a different color because of the way it was growing and all in leaves and didn't get very much sun. But these are at least 2 pounds. Um, that is coming from um, the fertilizer I'm using that I'm making. The fertilizer I'm making, um, I like that. Oh, and my neighbor, the biggest one he had of here was this one here. You see the normal size cucumbers that he has. And there's nothing wrong with that, But I made the fertilizer I made so good that it grows cucumbers that are heavy bodied, that are healthy. Look at the color of the skin. Look at the beautiful shape and everything. It's just this is a little too big for my taste, but the potential is there. The fertilizer, first of all, is made in a 32 gallon plastic trash can. I like that because it lasts longer and, it's less trouble. Keep the lid with it because you're going to need the lid. I'm going to tell you in a few minutes what you're going to do with the lid. You fill it up with rainwater because I store and save my own rainwater. That's just something I do. Found it to be cheaper, so I do it. And it's better for your plants. Excuse me. Not let me just gloss over that. Rainwater is superior when it comes to growing plants indoors or outdoors. The water is just better water. It's suited for plants. Nature made it that way. Okay. Um, After that, or you use from a stream, you know. But the water is the first part. It's very important that you use rainwater. Very crucial, actually. So you put the rainwater in the container, and then you get you a couple of those 5 gallon sacks that are for straining paint. One of them you're going to fill with your very important, your own homemade compost. You'll fill it up about halfway. Once you fill it up halfway, and then you're going to go get some animal waste. I think you should get cow manure. It's just a better deal. It's a better deal. Get cow manure, put it in the bag, fill it up about again halfway. Once you fill it up halfway, you no fall gardening. I mean fall is when here's what I'm saying about fall. Fall is when you want to fertilize everything. That's what fertilizer is meant to be done in the fall and winter. People keep getting that backwards because of the books they read and the people that they talk to at the garden centers tell you to buy fertilizer and fertilize in the spring. Well, that's actually backwards. The time to fertilize your ground because remember, again, you're not fertilizing the plant, you're fertilizing the ground. The ground, once you fertilize it, you're going to put it in there in the fall. You're going to put as much of it in as you can, that you can get in there, whether it be leaves. Leaves are beautiful to use. If you can get as many leaves as you can, cover the ground about, I like it about, when I do mine, I try to get about 2.5, 3 feet deep and just leave it all over the whole surface. And amazing enough, it doesn't blow away. My leaves don't blow away. I don't have any issues with that. Um, I cover all the ground with the leaves. And once I do this, I take the leaves and I leave them there in the rain and the snow and everything. First of all, I'm gonna pack it down when it comes. And once it packs it down, then it will start a slow process of decaying. And everything decays a little slower in the fall and winter because the biology in the soil has slowed down. But it won't hurt you. Once it slows down, it's going to die. The ground is going to actually eat all the leaves. That's what I like to call it. They will eat all the leaves. All the biology will eat the leaves. Once the leaves go down, spring starts coming in. Um, all of that rotted material that's on top and that's on the top of the surface will start to leach down into the ground. That's what it's going to do. It's going to leach into the ground. And once that takes place, um, the the tea, if you will be all throughout that soil. So when you put seeds in there, they're going to automatically start feeding. The biology in the soil is going to be such a high numbers that you will be able to have uh, the soil, give your plants what they need. Now, as a liquid fertilizer, I like to use, as I was saying earlier, I use that same process, the leaves, the grass clippings, all in a bag that's been rotted down. I add it to the bag halfway. I add the halfway with the cow manure, and I set those 2 bags down in there. Remember now, they're just 2 big tea bags. So when you have that water in there and you bounce them up and down, they're going to act just like tea bags. They're going to disperse this brown, pretty liquid into the tea. Once that takes place, you're going to start. That's a very good start to a very rich and beautiful tea. You're going to let it sit there for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Once that takes place, you're going to go back to that container and you're going to put the lid on it. Now, there is a fly that gets in that gets in that liquid. I don't know the name of it, but if you leave the lid off of it in the spring and you come back, they're going to be millions of these insects in there. Plus, you're going to have what they call them things, mosquitoes in there. Mosquitoes will start taking over as well. Um, if I get the mosquitoes, I'll go ahead and put the lid on it. But if it's just those, what they call it, yes, you can use worm poo too. You can use worm. In fact, if you have worm poo, add it in there. Look, folks, let me explain this to you. um, Anything that is alive can be used to make compost. If it is worm poo, bat guano, uh, hell, even human urine, excuse me. Well, that kind of scares people when you say that, but it's just the reality. If you will use cow urine, why not use your own? Anyway, the ingredients that you are going to use, you're going to add to the tea, and if you use the yellow and also the leaf and the grass, it's high in nitrogen. If you know what it is, it's high in nitrogen, so you add that to it. You add the biology to it of the compost. You add the biology to it of the cow manure, and you add the biology to it if you want to add human urine to it. You add this stuff to it. You add it to it. Trust me, add it. Then I say add about a half a gallon to a gallon inside that. If you would use a 32-gallon container, once you add it to it, excuse me. Once you add that to it, you're going to close the lid down and you're going to leave it there for about 3 weeks. When you go back and look at it, it's amazing enough. Most of 99% of the smell is gone. Do not put your hands in that liquid. I'm telling you from experience. What is in there is alive. Okay? It is completely alive that's in there. You got biology from the leaves and the grass and the compost and everything else in there is in there and it's alive. And you put your hand in there, you will feel a tingling sensation all day long, mostly into the next day. So I use a rubber gloves that come up to about here. Rubber gloves. Heavy rubber gloves actually. The ones at Home Depot I got like a blue pair. And so you don't want them to go tear and get your hands in the stuff. But anyway, you fill up your jug about about if it's a gallon jug, about 1%, I guess it goes along the bottom. You put that much in it, then it's one part actually the liquid, and then it's 9 parts of the actual rainwater. And you're going to keep using rainwater. Do not do a shortcut and try to add water from your faucet in there, because water from your faucet has these chemicals in it that will immediately go in and start killing the biology that you already took all that time to grow. And you pour that stuff down on the roots, you pour that stuff down on the leaves of these plants, and you will see them act crazy. You will see them act crazy, and you'll get cucumbers like this. You'll get that. This will be easy to get once you start feeding that stuff to your soil. Um, Cucumbers like that, you'll get these, and you'll wonder why in the hell have I not been doing this all these years? And I've been just struggling with this garden, and it hasn't been doing what I wanted to do. Hey, how you doing? All right, someone just stopped in and say hello. I like it when people stop by and say hello. But I give the information out because I want to see people do better. And I really get sick and tired of coming on here and seeing people with giant vegetables and giant this and giant that, and they don't really share the information. They don't share it. What they do is they show you, they'll do this to you. Look at this. It weighs 18 pounds, and they'll do that to you. That doesn't weigh 18 pounds, of course. But I'm just saying, they'll do that, and then they really won't give you any information on how they do it. Now, if they do give you information, they'll show you these little bottles of stuff that they sell, and it'll be like $20 a bottle or something like that, and they have a real funky name on it, like a brutal root tea or some crazy stuff like that, or rocket root fertilizer. They give it some name like that so it gets you excited and you go buy it. But if you actually take that stuff to a lab and break it down, you'll say, what? And there'll be stuff that he discovered from like an old farmer back in the day that they used to use. And he just put it in a colorful jug and put his name on it and started selling it. It works, but who wants to pay 20 and $25 to have a little bottle of something shipped in the mail or more? Because some people buy it by the gallon. When you could take, listen, old farmers knew this stuff back in the day. They don't put it in the books like they should. There are things that about gardening they do not tell you, and they won't tell you, because to have the whole nation, the whole United States of America growing food in abundance, think about what that would do to the food industry. Think about that. If people that didn't even have farmland was growing stuff in buckets and pots, oh my God, the amount of power that you would take back, being able to teach your children how to feed themselves, how to grow a tomato, how to grow potatoes and things of that nature. This is what I'm talking about. Uh, oh boy, gray water. Oh my goodness, gray water. You threw a good one up there. Gray water, I don't want to throw anything away. Gray water. Okay. I'm not 100% sure about what kind of chemicals they have in it. That's the only thing. And a lot of people say you can use it, and they say, yeah, use the gray water. I don't say throw it away, because it is valuable. It's not trash, you know. Um, but the only thing I'm thinking of is the chlorine and stuff that's in it. If it's set for a while, I would go, yeah, I would use it if it's set, and it allowed the chemicals to evaporate from it. If it's like over 24 hours, I would use it. But to just, use it after I finish using it, if there's such a thing as, but to do that and then to turn around and say that, you know, but I don't want to give you no bad information, but I don't like chemicals. So that's why I use the rainwater. That's why I use the rainwater. And that's why I took almost 2 hours to build that rain barrel system. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. From the washing machine and also the shower only. I got you on that. I'm with you on that 150%. The only thing is, it's still coming out of the pipes. So when it comes out of a pipe that has that chemical in it, if you let it sit somewhere for 24 hours, then I would use it. I would definitely use it then, but I would not necessarily, go and use it straight away, because I just want to be able to make certain that that I'm not adding chemicals to it, and that's just what I want to do. I want to make certain of that. But just keep one thing in mind. Try your best to get off of the water from your house. Trust me, 100-degree difference. Getting off of that water in your house when it comes to your garden. Getting off of it. Get away from it. I do much better in my garden now that I don't use that water. And all I needed was two 55-gallon plastic drums and food grade. And then if you look at some of the videos I have on my water system, you'll see how I did it with 3/4 inch PVC. I've had that hooked up now for about 5, going on 6 years, and I haven't looked back, folks. I have not used water from my house on my garden, because once I learned and became empowered with the knowledge that that the water could damage, or will damage, your soil, I stopped using it. This right here I, cosmetically, to me, is not all that pleasing. Cosmetically, it's not all that pleasing. But I am going to taste those later. Yeah, got a sweet smell to it. Sweet smell. I don't understand the chemicals in the water. You talking about the water from the house, or you talking about rainwater? I try to and now here in Maryland we get ready to come up on the leaves. Folks, do not let that opportunity get by. Especially you should get a spanking if you allow the truck. If you have a pickup truck and you don't grab some of those leaves in the fall, and the city or the county be coming along picking them up and they take them somewhere, ground them up, turn them, put them in bags and sell it back to you. You should get a spanking because you should definitely use that. You should definitely use those leaves. Those leaves are gold. They're not just leaves like they were back in the day before we people didn't know what they were and they just thought it was a bother and a hassle. They're not. They're not. They're black gold. If you take some leaves and put them in a corner in a kind of shaded area and let them sit there, and I mean put a lot of leaves there because I usually get about 800 or 900 pounds of leaves. Um, that that 800 900 pound leaf, trust me, when it'll rot down quick, it will it will turn into a black, pretty black soil is what it'll turn into. And you cannot even buy that from the store. You can't buy something that good from the store. The stuff you buy from the store, it's been worked on, set up somewhere for months at a time, and then they grab it all up and like even the cow manure that you buy. Cow manure you buy, what are you getting? You're getting sawdust, you're getting wood chips, you're getting some cow manure in it, you're getting some cow urine in it, and whatever else they can scrape up and put in there. That's basically what you're getting there. That's what you're getting. And now, if you go to a farmer and you actually get cow manure from his farm, you're getting something different. Especially if he allows his cows to free range, run around and eat the natural stuff. Then you got some beautiful stuff there. But if he's eating chemicals and being injected and all that stuff like that, I would stay away from that stuff. Let's see. Wood chips. Wood chips. Wood chips are good. Wood chips are definitely a plus. Wood chips. But see, what I'm saying about wood chips is the same basic thing as the leaves because they both come from the tree. They both come from the tree. Leaves will break down quicker, of course, but the wood chips, if you put them and they got people that confuse you. They say use the wood chip bark as opposed to using the wood chips and all that. Look, if they go into an area and ground up a tree, use it. It's black gold. Use it, and you can actually if like my problem with using it and was they got to dump it in my driveway and they'll dump like 30,000 pounds of them and I got to move that and I did that one time. It took me 3 weeks to do it. I don't want to do that anymore in life. That was crazy. Oh my God, and I did it by myself. I mean, I had a mountain of it in there, and I got the videos on that too. I had a mountain of that stuff in the yard, in the driveway, and I moved it myself. I don't ever want to do that again. Let's see. You are the best man. Wait a minute. Thank you. Oh my God, best compliment I got all day. Someone said I'm the best man because I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much because I try to take the information that I've learned in 18 years of gardening, and I try to take the information and put it out there because I want to see these people, same people I got right now hitting. I want to see them coming. Hey, I tried out what you said, man. It works like crazy, man. I told my aunts about it. I told my kids about it. Hey, man, I got the kids out in the yard gardening. Hey, man, my wife is getting me into gardening. Blah 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 blah. I enjoy it. I'm more relaxed. I learn about how things work in nature. I'm learning about natural things, and I think it made me a better person. You know, if people come like that, I'll be like, man, that's all right. That is all right. Um, well, I'm looking up at the clock, folks, and I said I wasn't gonna go, but I said I'm gonna try sticking there a little longer. I have I cut grass today on the property, and I told you guys before. Uh, I pulled up. I did some chop and drop as well. Yes, it is very, very much, very relaxing. Um, and don't remember what I said before. I don't till. I do not till. I do not till at all. I don't like it. If some people till, more power to them. I can't. It tears my soil up. It destroys the homes of the biology. I don't want to do that ever in life again. I don't want to do that. All I want to be able to do is chop and drop. Chop and drop. Weeds are nothing but fertilizer. I view them differently now. Weeds are fertilizer. They are not a nasty, vigorous plant that I don't know what to do with. Even if it's a vine, you can cut it off and let it die. It'll turn brown in your trees, and you untangle it and leave it on the ground. And it's so you don't get fertilizer to your plants. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. You know, what have you got down the garden? Because I talked to last week. I talked to a group of people that they're totally frustrated with what their gardening is and what they spring comes in, they go get the catalogs, and you know what the catalogs is: big beautiful plants, and big beautiful tomatoes, and big beautiful. They show you they show you what they call it sweet potatoes this big. They show you watermelons 30, 20 pounds. They show kids holding strawberries almost as big as their head, things like that. They show you all that. So they're trying to get you bumped up on the fact that you need to spend some money with them. Um, and they sell you everything. They sell you all the bags of fertilizer and all this stuff. And really, the bags of fertilizer really is trash from the what they call that place, trash from the food industry, feathers, uh, manures, liquid urines, and things like that. They don't throw that stuff away. They sell that trash. They dry it or whatever they do. They make that stuff and they sell it to us gardeners, and we're paid $11 and $12 a bag for it. $15 to go to the wrong place. Why should you do that when you have all the weeds growing on your property? Or you pull them up and lay them down, pull them up and lay them down, pull them up and lay them down. That's all you do. Then you turn around, fall comes, it dumps all this abundance of what they call it, leaves everywhere. All you got to do is get in your pickup truck. They got the clear bags now, because sometimes people put trash with. I did that one time. I had a guy leave me a bag of leaves, and it was like 50% trash, 50% leaves. And I talked to him. I said, "Look, don't bring me anything else." So he hurt himself. He hurt himself. Um, um, Another thing is you get the leaves. And I ran into some guys up the street. They pulled out. They had this big suction device, and they had this big cargo that was in the back of the pickup truck, and it sucked out all these tons of leaves. And all you have to do is ask them, "Hey, what are you going to do with the leaves?" And all he wants to do is get rid of them. That's it. He don't want to go pay to dump them and lose 30, 40, $50 of his profit out cleaning this guy's yard. He wants to get rid of the leaves. So if you say, "Well, drive that up to my house and over there in that corner, could you dump it?" He's gonna tell you, "Absolutely, I can dump it." And he's going to ask you one thing: do you need any more? That's what he's gonna ask you. And if you got enough room where you can take 2 or 3 loads of that, that's gonna be close to 2 or 3 thousand pounds of leaves. You tell them put it over in an area where you can leave it there and use it as you need it. It'll rot down and turn into some of the blackest, prettiest soil you ever seen. And then when it comes time for spring, you won't go running to Home Depot and Lowe's for some compost and cow manure, because you have all this rich compost right in your yard. You won't need to go anywhere to get anything. And then what will climb up into that pile will be some of the biggest, prettiest night crawlers you ever want to see. That's in case you fish. They will crawl into that pile. And these night crawlers are so big you can't even put them on your fish hook. Been there, done that. It's a beautiful thing. Not like the little sucked out night crawlers you see at Walmart. But when you see these, you can be like, oh man, they're gonna be hard to hold, they're gonna be strong, and you can say, oh man, this is beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Morning Garden Show, and I want to thank you all for stopping in and you know, helping me have a conversation about gardening. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a good day.